we just got set up here. It's been raining for the last few days, and there's water everywhere. It's a mess. But I'm back here in this blind here. I'll show you a little surround view. And today I've got a new camera to try out. I've just been testing it here a little bit right when I got in. It's definitely not the easiest to do, but it's going to be some better footage, I hope, if I can figure it out. But you know, I hope we see something today. If it's brown, it's down, unless it's got antlers. It's a $1 limit in Kentucky. So we'll see how this hunt goes. So stay tuned. Alright guys, it's about 4:30. We got about a half an hour left. Really hadn't seen anything other than a few vultures. It's been really slow as far as deer movement for some time now. Few weeks really, since mid-November. And it's mid-December now, so 3 or 4 weeks really, where it's just dropped off a cliff. So I'm hoping any day now, you know, they'll start moving, but you know, they gotta feed, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here the next half an hour. I know this is a young deer. I don't know if it's a button buck or a young doe. Usually the young does are with, you know, the other does, but in this case I'm not sure, so I'm gonna watch and see if we can't tell. This is the time of the year when those younger fawns that are able to breed come in to estrus. Oops. Those 2-year-old and older does, they breed generally around in mid-November in this area. And then 28 days later, roughly, the younger does, the yearlings that are able or are big enough, that's when they're capable of breeding. That's a bit of a poke with the the muzzleloader. I'm guessing that's, I want to say 150 and 175. It's a little bit too far, but maybe that deer will come a little bit closer and we'll see. deer there is 130 yards. So it is within range, actually. But I'm gonna watch it for a little bit and see if I can't tell better if it's a button buck or a young doe. I just spoke with my dad, or he just texted me rather, and he saw, or he's seeing those 7 jakes. I believe it's the same ones we saw. There's a nice doe there. Sure what that doe is looking at, but hopefully she kind of walks this way, so it's a little bit easier shot, but she is within range. Well, I know for sure that the bigger one's a slick head. So she'll be going down if I get a good shot on her. Debating whether she's oh, there's another one. I was thinking about shooting her there, but they seem like they're working this way. There's times where they just veer off into the woods, so and if that were to happen, I wouldn't get a shot. But I think that other one that's with her is another one of her fawns. I'd say fawns, they're almost a year old by now, but get some blood going. Alright. That's just as much fun as shooting a buck, I'll tell you what. It hunched back on its back legs. And I'm going to turn this off. After I shot that doe, hunched back on her back legs, I know I center punched her. So I know it's a good shot, but we're gonna leave her lay there, and I don't know, maybe there's a small chance that another deer will come out before long, but we'll leave her lay there, and then we'll go up and check her out. Her back legs when I first shot these two here. This is blood. See here. She must have dug in pretty good right here. So I got some good blood. Just come here. Come here. See some blood here, here, there's some here. All right, got some good blood here. Okay, here's some here. I don't know how I missed this. Okay, I see her. There's a big spot here. All right, I see her. She's right there. Perfect shot. Hard shot. Let's see what we got here. Nice big doe. Nice sized doe. Okay. Let me drag her up the hill, and we'll get a little better look at her. All right, so I just got this doe drug up the hill. Man, she weighs so much. I'd be interested in seeing what she weighs on the scale, but she's heavy. She's almost as heavy as that buck I shot. Perhaps it's my toes that are hurting from dropping something on it, but it just felt like she had a little extra weight on when I was dragging her. But she's a real nice sized doe. But yeah, she came out across the ridge there, and they were just, her and actually her fawn came out first, her yearling, and those two came out, and then another yearling came out. So you know, they were grouped up together, and they fed forward, and I thought about shooting them back here, a 130-yard shot, but you know, if you can get them in closer, you might as well. So they did. They fed in closer until they got to the wheat field, and as soon as she turned broadside and I had a good shot on her, I took her. I could tell, you know, she jumped up, and it was a good shot. I knew she wasn't gonna go far, but it went in through her front shoulder, came out behind her other shoulder. So most definitely it's a hard shot, maybe bottom of the lungs too, but she didn't go far. She went about 30 yards. So yeah, I'm excited to have her. It's been a hard hunt here lately just seeing them. They just all of a sudden seem to disappear almost. I don't know what that is or why that is, but you know, at some point they got to come out and eat during daylight, and that's we were ready for tonight. So I'm gonna process her. I'm gonna take this one. The other two I donated. This one I'm gonna keep. You know, I'm gonna make some jerky, some steaks, some roasts, just different recipes that I'll post here on the channel. So if you're interested in those, you know, be sure to stay tuned, subscribe, so and hit the bell button for notifications of videos. But so we're gonna get her processed up, and tomorrow we're gonna go out again. There's plenty of people around that need deer. Maybe they aren't well off, or whatever the case is, that just want it. So we've had quite a few requests to take some does, and there's plenty of deer around here. It's not going to hurt to take some. Actually, it's going to help. So that's part of the habitat management. It's taking does in this area particularly. Doing some other work, so you know, you can check those playlists out too. So if you want to see some of the things I've been doing. But once again, you know, I'm tickled to have this doe, and thank you all for watching. Take care.